In this short tutorial, I would like to show how to use Aletheia to view page content. For this, I will switch the toolbar to Page Viewer Basic. As you can see, there are much fewer buttons now, but they are exactly right for what we want to do. I'll start with the integrated example page, because it has all the things I want to demonstrate. Aletheia automatically switched to regions, as you can see here. But I would like to go one step back to the plain image, which is more or less the foundation of everything you do in Aletheia. If I zoom in, you can see that it is indeed an image. You can open TIFF images, PNGs and JPEGs. Some variants of JPEG 2000 are also supported, but that's more experimental. The easiest way to move around is to use the mouse. You can drag the image, scroll up and down with the mouse wheel, or zoom if you press Ctrl. Otherwise, you can also use the zoom buttons in the toolbar. The other buttons in the sections are used to view page layout objects. I will go through them now one by one. The first one is the page border. It is mainly useful for scanned pages to separate the actual page from the background. We try to simulate this in this example. All geometric layout objects in Aletheia are polygons, although the border in this case is simply a rectangle. The print space is very similar to the border. It is usually only relevant to printed pages. You could say it's the core of the page, excluding page numbers, headers and so on. There's no print space in this example, as you can see, but I wanted to show you that the other layout objects are visible as gray outlines. You can see the border here, for example. Now it's getting a bit more interesting. Regions are the main components of a page. Sometimes they're also called zones or blocks. Regions have different types and subtypes. The blue ones are text regions. As you can see from the labels, there are headings and paragraphs, for example. To see details of a region, you can select it and open the Properties dialog, or simply double-click. Here you can see the region types that are available. Below are various attributes, subtype, language, etc. The attributes are different for each type, as you can see if I quickly select an image, for example. The buttons on the bottom here are to jump to another region. That way you can go through all regions on the page. Text regions can also contain transcribed text. That's what this text overlay checkbox is for. The text is then displayed at the mouse position to make it easier to align it with the text in the image. If you select a region, the text will be locked to that region. We stay with regions now, but have a look at a higher level concept. The reading order is used to specify the sequence in which text regions are supposed to be read. Maybe sequence is not the right word, because it's not always so simple. In the example page, for instance, there are several sections that are independent from each other. In the reading order, this is reflected by groups of unordered items. The best way to visualize this is a tree structure. That's where we come to the reading order dialog. There's one unordered group and some ordered subgroups. I can now single out one of those, select the first region and then the successors one by one. It should be mentioned that not necessarily all text regions need to be in the reading order structure. Captions could be excluded, for instance, like in this example. The last three layout object types here are used to divide text regions into hierarchies of text line, word and glyph objects. Again, they have polygonal outlines, attributes and text content. I will not go into detail here because everything is similar to regions. Now I would like to open another document. This example here is what we call ground truth. It represents the page exactly as it is. It is created manually by a human. Typically, ground truth is used in performance analysis to measure OCR accuracy and other metrics. You could say it's the perfect page layout, annotation and text transcription, at least as perfect as the human who created it. Another common use case is viewing page analysis and OCR results. I'll now open an example output of the Tesseract OCR engine. The native file format of Aletheia is page.xml, but you can also open Alto.xml, FineReader.xml and HOCR files. For some operations, Aletheia needs a bitonal black and white image. This is why it will ask you for one if you open a document. In our case, we can simply continue without. You can use Aletheia to inspect the results. You can see immediately, for instance, that there are some image regions missing. If we activate the text overlay, you can check the OCR results very easily. And you can do the same for text lines, words and glyphs, if the data is available. Okay, that concludes the tutorial. Thank you for listening and check our YouTube channel for more videos.